How's that? Does that give you the sound you need?
I probably have mine muted. Nope, I don't have it muted.
Does that give you...
Yes, you got sound. Now I'm muted.
Hello, everyone.
So are we ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Come over here and say hello.
Okay.
Hello, this is Debbie. And Steve's here too.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's fidgeting with the computer.
I can't see the chat. So anyway, hi. Yep, I'm having issues with chat right now, so how many people do we have on?
He can't see the chat. We have 24 watching. And we are right at 10 o'clock up.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to let Debbie keep track of the chat for me.
Hi, Carol. And Lyora from Oklahoma.
I had other issues today, and I forgot about setting up my chat window so I'd be able to see it. So I apologize.
Welcome everybody to the Parti-Line Gemstone Orphanage live session.
Okay, so I guess we need to start and talk about things, don't we? Okay, first thing, how's everybody doing? And we're not going to talk about moose or mooses or mises or mini mooses or anything today. And I said I wouldn't mention it, and I already just violated that, but I won't mention it again. So let's first talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds. I've been getting emails about this, and that has to do with the unlimited edition box. Let's see.
Featuring some of the most beautiful tiger eye orphans I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, in fact, let me run through a few things here while we're going. And let's see, most of you have probably seen this little preview here that talks about some of the items, and the items have been arriving. We're probably going to start packing, you think, by next week?
We've been bagging, and we'll start packing the boxes probably by the end of this next week. Then we can take a serious look at getting them shipped.
And there's a lot more coming in than just what you're seeing here.
Yeah,
lots more.
There's a few things in the slideshow here where I wasn't able to. I have a certain amount already in stock, and then because we made the box unlimited and didn't know how many we'd end up with, I had to reorder most of the items, and a few of them I could not get any more of. So those items will show up in the Adopt-A-Box because I didn't have enough for every single box. But what I replaced them with was every bit as beautiful and nice. So the majority, almost 95% of what you see in the slideshow is in the box.
I-
Like those mother of pearl beads are there, the amber's there, all of the tiger eyes there. There's just a couple of things that I ended up subbing.
Yeah, we're real excited about the amber. So, because it's usually just so horribly out of our price range to fit into the box, but it's exciting. And I was going to mention that
They say the audio is cutting out, that it's really choppy.
I'm sorry,
And Jan says she has no audio.
you have no audio.
She has no audio.
I'm sorry. So,
Colleen says if you go out and come back in, that might help the choppiness.
well, if I go out and come back in, we lose the feed.
Yeah, well, yeah, not
So-
you. She's talking to the others. Rosie says if you shut down YouTube and then come back in, that's what fixed it for her.
Yeah. I mean, I can leave the room if you all want. I can go out and come back in if that'll help a little bit. So we'll just kind of stall for a second while a few of you try to do that. But I was going to mention the fact that we have a couple of orphan hunters now over in the Orient who are helping us find our orphans a little bit.
Which is why we were able to do this with the tiger eye, because I didn't have quite enough for as many boxes as we sold. But what they sent me, I just had to gasp. They were so beautiful. They were every bit as nice as what I already had.
Oh, in fact, I think a lot of you will be excited when you see these new stones coming in. They're two-sided teardrops, a lot of them. So, but we have a little bit of everything. It's just kind of fun. We're testing it out, seeing how it works, but it may allow us to do bigger boxes in the future.
There will be some unboxing videos done by a few of our collaborators as we get closer to the mailing and the release of the box. And what else about it?
I can't, there will be additional boxes
Oh,
available, but they will be at the higher price. We may offer a little bit of a discount, but we want to reward those of you who came in and did the pre-order. And so those are still all in place, and we're excited to get these things out and into your hands. We're going to try to get a preview of our own out, and some things where we put together items from the box as well. I guess we call them tutorials. So, but everything's on time, possibly even early. I'm not supposed to say that.
Yes, Lori, this is the one you pre-ordered just a few weeks ago. So this was a new experiment to try to accommodate all the different requests and needs that we had, in that people don't have to fight for a box. They don't have to worry about the website hanging up, some of the other problems we had. They're guaranteed a box. The only difference was if we sold more boxes than what I had in stock, I needed enough time to get more stock in. So that's why we did it as a pre-sale. And my one concern had been, would the new stuff I order be as good as what I had? And so far it's been perfect. If in some cases, maybe a little better.
Yep.
So.
Yep. We're excited about the things that are coming. So, any other questions? Which I won't be able to see your responses, but Debbie will.
Do you guys want to know a little bit about tiger eye? Want just a tiny bit of the history on it? No answers.
I mean, it's. Go ahead, Debbie. Tell them anyway. You work so hard on this.
You're the one that's got the information.
I'm going to hand it to you. Tiger eye is one of the first stones that I was introduced
Oh,
to.
it is one of the oldest stones. It is so ancient.
It's ancient. Kind of like me.
Well, ancient
And
civilizations have been using it for millennium, so
Millennium.
yes.
That's more than one millennium.
It's a metaphoric type rock, and the way it gets its chatoyancy and coloration is from some really intense heat, such as volcanic activity, and that it mostly comes out of Africa. And I read once somewhere that it's not, there's a lot of tiger eye, but it's a fairly fragile stone, so it's hard to find large stones like the pendant size ones that we've got.
Like this one on the screen right now. This
Yeah.
is
And
This is a big stone.
those are a little bit rarer, but there's an abundance of the smaller ore that gets mined out for creating, your small rounds, your small beads. But finding the bigger orphan-sized pendants is a little bit harder.
It's not a particularly rare stone, but it's because of the problems with the manufacturing and working with it. There's a lot of loss.
Yeah.
So, but it's still, to me, it's just a magical stone. It's what got me interested in jewelry making.
Most of your ancient civilizations, the Egyptians, the Chinese, the Greek, the Romans, they all had a connection to it, to the sun. It's considered a fire and earth stone, but they all felt that the rays of the sun were captured inside the stone. Some of the cultures felt that it was the reflection of a tiger's eye, and that's where it's developed its name and association.
And I want you to know, I've been pushing for 2 years to do a box with tiger eye, and Debbie finally relented.
One of the things I loved about learning about its properties is that it's supposed to be a stone of good fortune. And there was a time back during the Middle Ages and even more recent where they would carry it with them whenever they went on a business transaction because they believed so strongly that it would help them find success and good fortune. And even today, I have heard that if you scan a lot of cash registers, especially in your Orient areas and that, you might find pieces of tiger eye that have been stowed away in the cash registers because of the belief that it attracts fortune, success,
Debbie,
and money.
Over to your left-hand side on the tray next to your computer, there's a wrapped stone that I believe is tiger eye. I'm going to grab that. It's just wire wrapped. It's in a plastic bag. That's it. That's it.
That's not tiger eye.
Oh, it's not tiger eye. Never mind. We'll skip that. Scratch that.
That's lapis. You don't know your stones.
I don't know my stones. The very first stone that I wrapped was a tiger eye, and I thought I had it sitting here, but it's gone. It was my forever stone. Every time Shanda, our daughter, would hold a class on wrapping, I'd bring out my stone and do a little more on it while we were teaching the class. And so it's just, like I said, one of my original stones. It's not a stone that I've done personal lapidary work on, but we're excited to have it here.
To answer your question, Susan, the pre-order is over.
Yeah.
We put it up for a full 2 weeks.
We sent out emails, we sent out the YouTube.
And that's because I needed a number. I needed to know how many I had to do. And then I did kind of over-order it a little bit, which is why we will have a few extra boxes that go up for sale at the time the box is released. So if you missed the pre-order and you really, really would like the box, this time you'll kind of have to watch for the releases of the notice that it's being mailed, and that's when you'll find the extras up on the website.
And we may do a real quick, like 24-hour or 48-hour sale that brings it down a little bit. We haven't decided. We haven't discussed it.
Tina, the shapes are made kind of interesting. Both Steve and I have taken, well, we didn't take classes. We're kind of self-taught, but we booked some time in a lapidary shop, you might say, and tried making cabs. I'll let Steve explain to you the process of how they're shaped.
It's why I have my thumbnails are all damaged, because I ground down till I had no thumbnails left, and it's a long process. I think I have one full stone left that I did a cab on, and it's available to anyone who wants it for about $10,000, because I put blood, sweat, and tears into that stone. It's kind of fun, but
after realizing that it took us a couple of hours just to make a single small stone, I figured these would be easier to continue to hunt up as orphans.
Yeah, we appreciate those craftsmen that make stones, that make cabs, and that make the pendant stones for all of you. It must be just unbelievable how they do it, and we've watched people try to mass produce things in the lapidary, and just
they use saws to cut it to the approximate dimensions that they're looking for, and then they literally have to grind the rest of it down to the shape
Yep.
that they're after. Then it goes through a series of polishes, and then the final thing is, if it's going to have a hole, they have to drill the hole, and that's an art in and of itself.
Yeah,
so.
I'll bring my cab out sometime and show everybody. The cab, Steve's cab, that I can show you. I had one that was just beautiful that I just completely finished it, and I'm polishing it, and the polishing wheel grabbed it, pulled it out of my hands, and it flew into a wall and shattered. And I was too tired to cry. But anyway, it's a process. So whenever you get one of these stones, just send out a little prayer of thanks to the craftsmen who were willing to make these things for us.
And to Mother Earth, who spent millions of years making it for us. So.
Yes. All right, let's talk a little bit about the
Facebook
Stash
challenge. We are on the last day of our month-long challenge. Pearls for Girls.
Yep, and we're going to be doing the drawing.
Yeah, we'll do the drawing today. It ends at midnight tonight for the party bags. And I've been really kind of loose on the deadlines. They're more of a guideline. They're to try to help keep us on track when we do a week of earrings, week of bracelet, week of necklaces. And I have to tell you, I have enjoyed the stories so much. It gives me a peek into each of you. And I really appreciate that. You're more than a name on my page.
Ooh, can I tell my story?
You can tell your story.
I have a real quick story. It's one of the legends that goes with pearls, and every culture seems to have one. A lot of people don't realize that Native Americans collected pearls, that there were shellfish in the rivers as well as the ocean that produced pearls. And so it's a part of American culture as well. But my favorite story is the Hindu origin of pearls, which in the legend, the Hindu goddess of the moon would rise up over the earth, over the waters, and she would coax the shellfish to come to the surface and then open up, and they would collect the moonbeams that she sent down. And when they collected one, they would close up and drop to the bottom. And that's, according to Hindu legend, is where pearls come from. So there's my story. We can move on.
Okay, so week 1, anybody who posted earrings will get a minimum of 6 strands of glass pearls, different colors and shapes. Week 2 for bracelet week is going to be probably a selection of shell pearls. They won't be in strands. It's going to be one of my little bags that's filled with different colors and things like that. Week 3 for the necklace week is going to be a half to a full strand somewhere. I've got to count how many I've got. A blister pearls. But again, the colors are going to vary. And then for the stories, you will get another bag with a selection of cultured freshwater pearls.
I think we showed a few of them to you in the last video that Debbie pulled out, including some of my ring pearls that I thought were in my vault, but apparently were not. So anyway, that will be going there.
And again, for everybody who participated, because of the new kind of the way we have to handle the shipping, we would probably go bankrupt if we kept paying for all the shipping on something like this.
That's okay.
But what we want to do is try to create a situation where you have some say in it. So we're going to send an email out to everybody who participated, and you basically have 2 options. If you want these party bags immediately, ASAP, I can send you an invoice for our normal $6 shipping amount, and we'll ship them out in the next day or 2 to you, probably Monday. If you don't want to pay a shipping fee, but you might be ordering a naked baby or the tiger eye box or something like this, I can hold the party bags and put them in whatever is the next item that we ship out to you. And that way you don't incur a shipping fee, but you might not get them quite as fast.
And we've already had people.
Yeah, I've had a couple people who have ordered a couple things and asked me to hold the order so that I can include the party bags in with it. So they're going to get theirs shipped right away.
Apparently all of you like the party bags.
And I love sharing them with you. And this isn't bad type stuff. It's items that I don't have enough to put into subscription boxes. and that. So
or other boxes. They're
yeah.
and they were purchased back 10, 15 years ago when prices were lower, particularly the pearls. Pearls have doubled and then doubled again. Just during COVID, they doubled twice. And so pearls, freshwater pearls or saltwater for that matter, have really gone up in price. So you're getting a bargain here.
And then one more thing that's going to be brand new for everybody who participated this time. And again, it's kind of to help offset that shipping cost. We've come up with what we call baby bucks.
There they are. Here is a sample of your first baby buck, except it's supposed to have a pink background. This is a sample. If you type in sample, you will get absolutely nothing. It will show in a second, Debbie. Remember
there it is.
Lag. Debbie's on another computer so that she can see things at the same time you're seeing them.
Yeah.
Anyway, the baby bucks, in Naked Babies we trust better than money, and we really think that they are.
The email we send out will have the code for you. It's a one-time use code that you can use on any naked baby.
Yep, can be used once, can only be used for naked babies.
And it never expires. So if you don't like any of the naked babies we put up today, wait a week and see what maybe the new set look like.
It will expire when I do, which could be any moment now, because one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to stay alive. And I've been doing good so far, but you know how resolutions go. So I could expire before the bucks do. Anyway, 15% off. We can adjust these baby bucks for other projects where they're a cash amount or, the percentage like you're seeing here.
Yeah.
But this number will be just for you. You can use it once. You can use it for a naked baby, for only one naked baby, but we thought this would help offset those shipping fees and give you a big discount on top of that.
So it'll be in the email we send you, plus we'll print probably a copy out and send it with the party bags.
You'll get a printed copy too, which will be pink. So I was on a pink kick this week.
And now for the grand finale. Everybody who participated this whole month, each week you get a drawing ticket. So if you did earrings, if you did all 4 weeks, you've got 4 drawing tickets in the bowl with your name on them. And we just put them all in there, and Steve is going to draw the winner of a custom naked baby. This
is so funny because it took Debbie more time to fold all these little sheets than it takes her to string a string of crystals. So she was in there saying all sorts of inappropriate thoughts and things. So I am going to mix these around, and we will draw one out.
You can just really, really mix them if you want.
Oh,
I'm going to make you do the drawing because I put them together here. But just
yeah, plus you want to show off your nails. So, and Debbie just lost her microphone, tripped over a chair.
It's back.
Well, they can hear you. So let's pick just one. And I should look to make sure we planted. Wow, you folded this well.
They're actually glued.
You glued
on the
them down.
I glued them on the open end so they would stay shut.
Oh.
You're going to have to insert your finger in there and then gently ease the glue away.
Ease it open.
My
heavens.
This was the way I knew there was no way you'd be able to see the name.
You glued the tabs down. Anyway, Gina, congratulations, Gina Sherman. It couldn't happen to a nicer person.
All right, Gina, when I send you your email, I will ask you some questions so I can start putting a custom naked baby together for you, and you will receive free shipping.
I should open up all the others to make sure you didn't put Gina Sherman on all of them.
Open a couple others if you doubt me.
No, because then they'd feel bad because I missed it by just one. If I had just one, unless you want to do a second one.
I'll leave that up to you. If you
okay. Everyone vote. Do we want a second?
Do we want to draw a second name? You guys worked hard and did good on this.
This is unusual coming
However,
from me.
if you draw Gina's name again, it doesn't count.
If we draw Gina's name again, we're going to probably start all over. Okay, do people want to do another one?
Yeah, they say yes.
Okay, well, do we listen to them? So, and with my Scottish ancestors, it's really hard for me to say, let's do another one. All right, let's break the glued seal. Holy cow. All right, Marianne Madden.
Oh, you could see it, huh?
Well, yeah.
Are you sure that it's... Because we sometimes have same first names.
You can't see it up on your screen yet?
Yes.
There it is.
There it is.
She's got the lag.
All right, Marianne, congratulations.
All right, let's set the bowl aside and go to our next thing. Oh,
And we
next
probably
challenge.
do this with every stash challenge. The last thing is our next challenge isn't going to be for a few weeks. I would love some feedback before I actually put it together. Either right in the Facebook group, or you can email me, or below this video, or whatever. I'm after what you like about the stash challenge, what you would suggest that we could do to make the challenges more entertaining, more fun. I just need some ideas and want you guys to help put these challenges together.
Yeah, something gemstone related. We don't want like cat pictures. Which, interestingly enough, we have done collars for cats and dogs in the past out of jewelry for an auction that a local pet adoption service was doing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
All right,
let's
on
talk
to the next thing.
about-
Naked babies and the Adopt-A-Box.
Okay.
We've
So-
already talked a little bit about naked babies, and I already told them that there's some being released later today after the
I
video.
will release a set. I mean, you've got this new coupon. You want to use it. So I will be releasing a set just after we finish with the Parti-Line today, which we're way ahead on our schedule here.
Yeah.
But I'll be releasing a set of about 16, and Debbie tells me that she's got like a jillion more that are coming up. So we'll try to keep that thing full. We've been lax on it, and sorry for that. We've been working on this box.
I've been training a couple of my granddaughters to help me, and it takes more time to train than it does to just do it yourself, but they're coming along really, really well. In fact, her name is Charlie. She is Shanda's oldest daughter. She turns 20 this next month. She is really into helping us out with this business. So you might actually see some of Charlie in the future, because she seems to be real excited about it.
And we had one big mistake on the last thing that went out, and it could have been Debbie, it could have been me, but there's a good chance it was our helpers. And so we're working with them on that. It was kind of a fun mistake. So it only affected 2 people.
If any of you are not aware that Colleen had her own collection, we put it together with her. She got to pick the stone and most of the components in that went in it. She did a release of her collection maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Something like that. Colleen's been kicking out videos.
And she's
like
been
crazy.
kicking out a few videos. And one of her latest ones was using a graduated color strand of crystals. And she made this memory wire bracelet and earrings, which I did a little local class here about a week ago with a few of what had been former students when we used to have our studio.
Our test subjects.
And they've become, my test subjects, my friends, whatever. Anyway, they came over, and I had them make this project up. And if I had our studio again, this would be an absolutely perfect project for anybody who wants to do a class for their friends, something that you do maybe at home, or if you happen to have a small studio or something. So Colleen and I put together some kits that are up there on the Adopt-A-Box site, and her coupon code does work for the kits. But after we had such a great response on the graduated strands, I went back to the vendor and came up with some more colors, which Steve is going to show you real quick. They are available both under the kit selection, where if you want the charms, the memory wire, the ear hooks, everything like that, you get a full strand of the graduated chips, and with the kit. But they're also, these new colors are available as just as single strands under the strand option. I got to back out to show the beautiful colors. So there's one.
Ooh, there's the all blue one. And let's see, there are so many.
There are 6 new colors added to the one that was in Colleen's collection. Makes 7 possibilities. They are on sale for just $1 a strand, and these are extra long strands.
Where is the end of that one?
And again, her coupon code will work to take 10% off even that sale price. So
I think here's the last one.
so if this is something that you feel like you might want to work with, all of the Adopt-A-Box will stay up there for sale for the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, and then I'm going to have to take it down to start making room for the Tiger Eye.
That's like a
Stuff.
rainbow.
A few of the items that were out of stock, I've restocked them because I got, when the crystals came in, I was able to get a few more items that we had run out of. So if you wanted one of those little green banded hearts, was one that came in. The cubic zirconia double hook clasp, which is absolutely gorgeous. Some more of those came in.
Square earrings.
Yeah. So just let you know, so that I hate it when things happen and disappear and I didn't know. So
She hates it when they disappear, and she does know.
so yeah, he's just going to keep adding these colors. Or did you get them all out?
Oh, they're all out there.
Okay.
I'm taking them away now.
All right.
The
So
lag is bad today.
lots of colors. You may want to check those out.
That's on YouTube, unfortunately. Okay, so the collection ends Saturday, April 19th.
Yep.
And we're doing that because we're going to be setting up
For the Tiger Eye.
adoption, or because there will be Adopt-A-Box items with extra things. Let's talk a little bit about the auction. I'll bring Colleen's bracelet back out.
The auction's been an on again, off again sort of thing because of other issues and things going on. But we decided that we would make it a definite yes this month. There will be an auction. And I'm going through both Steve and my personal collection this time to collect several of the auction stones that we're going to be putting up there.
Some reason that they tend to be mine, not hers. So
I put several of mine up.
yeah, okay. So
In fact, if you hold on, I want to show them one that I just ran across in a box.
while you're there, grab my cab that I did. So the cab that I made. It's in the special vault. So, and there is a secret vault. So anyway, we enjoy the... Oh, she's not going there. Never mind. Next Parti-Line. We'll do it. Oh, these. Oh, you should bring more than one.
But there'll only be one for sale at the auction.
Okay, these are carved fluorite. It's really hard to see the detail in the carving. It's kind of a flower garden.
Yeah, it's got flowers and trees carved into them.
Here, you show it. You've got the nails. My nails look horrible. Bring it right over here. There we go.
If you angle it a little bit, you can start to see some of the carving that's in, but it's not just the carving. It's the banding in this rainbow fluorite. They are just absolutely stunning. And that's all I was able to get was just these 4, but we'll put one of them up at the auction on the 19th.
Yep, we have some fun things. You lost your mic again, Debbie.
Yeah.
It's clipped to your socks. So Debbie and her microphone are often parted.
Now the cord's knotted.
Yes, she's tied a knot in her microphone cord. All right, so April 19th. Go ahead and put that down. Also, the next Parti-Line will be on the last Saturday of April, which is the 26th, I believe. And we're basically done. We've covered everything and did it in a half an hour. We should have done the tutorial, Debbie. That was on me. I decided we had so much stuff there might not be time for a tutorial, and I can't talk as fast as Colleen did.
Well, what we can do is just open things up to questions, suggestions. You know, one of the things that's really hard to do is to make decisions if I haven't had feedback to help me. And I appreciate all the wonderful comments you guys make. I appreciate people like Julia who have gone the extra mile and is so full of love in her heart, and this is an amazing community.
Okay.
I thank all of you.
You all need to come to the next Parti-Line because it's Gina's birthday. And so we will do something. We'll have to do something for Gina on her birthday. Hey, Gina, you want to do now, I won't do that. That's probably embarrassing. Well, you can't say happy birthday now. You got to wait until her birthday. That's way ahead of time.
I caught your comment, Colleen, for all the love and that she talked about. Some of you may be aware that Colleen had a really bad online experience just a week or so ago.
Dredge that up.
Well, what it is she came through it in the most amazing way I have ever seen. But one of the things we talked about was letting everybody know that there are so many in this community that support us and love us, and that's what we should focus on. We should try. Anytime that you experience any of this bad stuff that can happen out there, you come here and we'll give you that love and support to help you get through it. So.
Except me, I don't like anybody. No. Okay. I'm messing with screens now. Yep, Marianne says she saw her name. There's your name, Marianne. You won the second stone. Debbie will be, or second naked baby, and Debbie will be contacting you. So what do we got here? Can't wait to see what you make. Cool. Keep the pearl stories coming. The contest is not over.
Oh, right. And if you put your stories in, you'll get the cultured freshwater pearl bag. So it ends tonight at midnight. So
yeah, midnight wherever you are at, which means we're not staying up to end the contest. So we probably won't shut it down for a little bit. Okay, anything else? Any other questions? Anything you like? Anything you want? Yes, we are the best. Well, Debbie's the best. I'm just here for color commentary.
You know, when we had to close the studio because of COVID, I had built up a very good customer base right here in town and got really close to many of the ladies that would come into the studio. And I missed that so much when we ended up having to close. And I thought, oh, I'm never gonna get that back. But I found it here online. I hadn't been an online person before then. And so.
This is funny, Maritza said Debbie's a sweetheart. If you only knew. Debbie the slave driver. So actually, Debbie's the reason why you have all of this. So I'm the voice of reason, which means I'm the negative one quite often.
However, if you noticed, he is the one that said, let's do a second custom baby.
I know.
And drawing.
And
so it's not just me.
My Scottish ancestors are all screaming, you were fine with one. We cannot afford. So, all right, let's finish up. I think we've done enough. So we will do this again in a month. With the boxes will be coming out in a few weeks. The next auction will be Saturday the 19th. Naked babies will be coming in on a regular basis. Behind the best man is a fantastic woman. This is, oh please, not sweet. I'm going to have to go out and chop wood, shoot a gun or something after that one.
You know, I had to drag him kicking and screaming into this business.
Literally.
I opened this back in 2008 when I was still working in healthcare because I went to a Leah Sophia party and I was just stunned at how expensive some of the jewelry was.
And they said they were gemstones and there'd be one little tiny, stone that they hung on a dangle or something, and everything else was glass.
And I decided then if a person was willing to make the jewelry, they could do it at a fraction of the prices.
And so we decided to do in-home classes, Leah Sevilla style parties, but where you got to make jewelry. And instead of getting, smashed on wine and eating cheese. And her very first one, we got all the kits and everything together, and we got all the tools. And Debbie says, well, I guess, and we had, a friend who was going to do her first class. And Debbie was standing there at the door, and she says, well, I guess I better go to the class. And I says, well, have a good time, drive safely. And she says, well, I'm going to be all alone there. And I says, you'll do fine. She says, well, didn't you want to come with me? And I says, no, you'll be fine by yourself. And then I got the look, and I says, okay, she needs to go to Hawaii. No. Anyway, I finally says, okay, and I had never even held a pair of jewelry pliers. And so we go into this home where the lighting is terrible, and Debbie would be telling them how to do something, and I would hear it, and I would go ahead and repeat it. And as we went around the class, and so I made my first jewelry at that class. And it's funny because I didn't even have tools. And so Debbie would go out and say, you need this tool, and she'd buy it, and I'd get it in, and I'd try it out. The next thing I know, she'd sold it to somebody in the class. I think it was 6 months before I finally just says, quit selling my tools, and went and got my own. So anyway, that's how it all started. And then I started going with her to all the classes. And since I didn't know what I was doing, I just talked. And despite the things that I said, people seemed to enjoy it, and we kept coming back. So yeah, they're not necked babies. They're naked because Debbie didn't like naked. She was afraid we'd get
censored for
or something.
something. So
all right, let's finish up then. Let's say
right.
goodbye. That's the hardest thing to do. Debbie, come wave your nails underneath.
Oh, and we come say bye. Appreciate everybody being here. We love working with you. We look forward to it, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.